Hello everyone, I'm going to be doing my ranking of all movies I saw in November 2020 ranked. I didn't see as much movies as I did in October and September. Sorry, October. Um, but yeah, I saw 9 films. So, some movies I did not review, because I didn't get the chance to. I'll hopefully get the review out later this year. I don't know. Um, but yeah. My number 9, you can we have 9. So 9 to 1, worst to best. Yeah, number 9 is Jingle Jangle. Well, people have seen my review for Jingle Jangle, and if you have, people know that I dislike this movie. Didn't have as much fun as I wanted with this movie, but it was just not a fun time. I thought that acting was not on point that I wanted it to be, but can't really do anything about that. Um, but it wasn't really like my kind of Christmas movie. Like we got movies like Home Alone, or like the Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2. Then we got Die Hard. Um, Bad Santa, is that a Christmas? Yeah, that's a Christmas movie. Happy Season, this is on my list. Yep, seen Happy Season. Anyway, this is my number 9 because I thought it was just not a fun time for me. Didn't really have as much fun as I wanted it in this movie that I had with all of these 5 and all 6 mostly. Um, yeah, I'll go 6. But the top 9, 8, and 7, yeah. Anyway, number 8 is Super Intelligence. What kind of movie was this? Seriously. I mean, it was not a fun movie. I didn't really have as much fun. I mean, Melissa McCarthy and her husband, who make Melissa McCarthy movies, yeah, I think they should just stop because they're just terrible. Like, they're not good. Like this one, about an AI system who was voiced by James Corden. There is no reason why that should be true. James Corden is like a AI system thing. It was just, and I mean the movie, I just wanted it to end really. It was not my kind of movie that I enjoyed. But since I didn't say like what I thought, or like my grade and stars and everything, just say it right now. I gave it a 1 out of 5 stars. Nah. Percentage, I gave it a 21%. Grade, I gave it a D minus, and out of 10, I gave it 2.1 out of 10. Yep, I mean, it was not my kind of movie that I enjoyed. And yes, number 7 is Hillbilly Elegy or something. I mean, Amy Adams is a fantastic actress. Would I like her in this movie? That was just not my kind of movie to watch. I mean, I wouldn't watch this again, but if people want to watch this, it's on Netflix internationally. So yeah, if you want to watch it, you can just watch it. But for me, didn't really like it. Wasn't my kind of movie that I enjoyed. But yeah, it was just not a fun time for me. Number 6 is Uncle Frank. Now, people don't know my ranking for this movie. But before I get into it, So I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. I think it was a great movie. Well, I wouldn't say great. I think it was a good, fun time. I mean, the percentage for this movie, I gave it an 84%. Grade, I gave it an A. And out of 10, I gave it 8.4 out of 10. And the description for this movie is in 1973, when Mank Bristow and his 18-year-old niece Beth take a road trip from Manhattan to Creekville, South Carolina for a family Priachi funeral. They unexpectedly are joined by Frank's lover, Wally. So it's basic. I kind of like the aspect on how they did the LGBTQ+, which I kind of liked with this movie, because I think it's quite heartfelt and nice of a movie to make it like about like these two gay people. I think I do enjoy those two people, acting schools. It's Paul Bettany and Peter Mesiti or something. I think that was the person who did it. I don't even know. I'm looking at Letterboxd, so I have no idea. But I think those two are really good. Like, seriously. Surprised me. Seriously, did surprise me. And then Paul Bettany went on from, like, Vision. But yeah, I just enjoyed this movie. I think it was not perfect. I think it was good. It was a fun time. Sorry. It was a fun time. I did enjoy this movie. So that's why I gave it a positive score. Now, top 5. Number 5 is the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special. Now, you might go, this is not a movie, this is a short film. It goes under the film, so I put it in this list. So, you can just suck. I don't even know what I was going to say. But, yeah, this movie is my number 5. I love Star Wars. I mean, it's not my favourite franchise. I think Marvel's my favourite franchise, well, the MCU. But this movie was amazing. Yes, I said amazing. Some people think, oh yeah, it's fine, that's good. I think it was amazing. I was really surprised on how good this movie was. Because when I watched the trailer for this, I was like, hopefully it's not like the holiday special from the 90s. But it wasn't. It was way better. It's not because it's Lego, and I don't play with Lego. I'm 14. I don't play with Lego. But this movie was amazing. I loved this movie. It was so much fun. And yes, that's my number 5. Yes. I think Kylo Ren in this movie was perfect. Rey was perfect. I liked how it was mostly the ending of Rise of Skywalker. Well, I started after Rise of Skywalker. And how Poe was like the leader person to take over Princess Leia. That is what I liked in this movie. I enjoyed that with this movie. And that is why I gave it... What did I give it? I gave it a 3 stars. 3 out of 5 stars. And yes. Number 4 is The Christmas Chronicles 2. Now, The Christmas Chronicles 2. I did surprisingly enjoy this movie. I mean, the first one, not my big favourite Christmas Chronicle movie. Well, Christmas movie. But it was just not a movie that I would watch. I'm talking about Christmas Chronicles 1. But this movie was amazing. I loved this movie. I mean, I've did a review for it yesterday, so you mostly know what I thought about this movie, but I did enjoy this movie. It was so much fun. I just had a blast. Like, I seriously did have a blast. I think it is one of my favourite Christmas movies of this year. My second favourite, sorry. And I just loved this movie. It was a blast. And that is why it takes my number 4 spot. No, top 3. Number 3 is, surprisingly, Freaky. Now, I had no idea what this was before I walked into it. I knew it was directed, the director is from Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to You. And it was a time travel, it was like a time travel thing. Body swap. And yeah, that's how I knew That's all what I knew about this. Oh, and I also knew that Vince Vaughn was in this movie, and that's it. And I did watch it. I did like it. I mean, I did give it a solid 3 out of 5 stars. I did enjoy this movie. Some people hated this movie, and I loved this movie. I mean, it was not my favourite body swap movie. Well, yeah. I mean, it was good. Oh, it was great. It was a great time. I loved this movie. It was so much fun. That is why it took my number 3 spot. Number 2 is Happiest Season. I have not reviewed this movie, and I bloody love this movie. Come on. I mean, I gave it, I think, 4 out of 5 stars. I loved this movie. It was just so much fun. It was such a blast. I loved how they discovered lesbian, and like with Uncle Frank. I like what they did with Happiest Season, but I liked what they did with Happiest Season more than Uncle Frank. But yeah, they're both good. It's with Kirsten. No, what's her name? Hold up. What's her name? I forgot her name. Kirsten Stewart. She was amazing in this movie. I did enjoy her in this movie. I think she is the rising star in this movie. She was an amazing actress. She is not my favourite actress, but she is up there. And my number 1, I think I've already said, the SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run. Now, this movie is my number 1. Totally shocks me. I'm just gonna let you know, it totally shocked me that this was my number 1. Number 1. Anyway, this movie I really did enjoy. It was so much fun. I mean, I loved the animation to this movie, except Sandy. I think she looked like a real-life squirrel, which kind of made some problems with this movie. I would have put it at 5 out of 5, but just because of Sandy's animation and some other things, it wasn't that, good. And Keanu Reeves is a tumbleweed or a sage. Weird, but okay. I mean, I still love the duo of Patrick and SpongeBob in this movie. I think they are still good in this movie. And I just enjoyed this movie. And I give it, I think it was like 4 out of 5 stars, because it was so good. I thought this movie is not my favourite movie, but I think it is my top 10 of this year, if I'm correct. And yes, my top 10 is coming this month. My top 10 good, top 10 bad, top 10 surprising, top 10 disappointing. Yes, those 4. Thank you for watching my ranking of all movies I saw in November 2020 ranked. I hope you all enjoyed. Please subscribe to my channel, be a big help. Thank you for watching. Take care. Peace.